So parenting is gardening. Like I said, it is when you are patient enough to develop that child, when you are patient enough to be with your child, when you are patient enough to understand your child, and when you are able to understand the feelings of your child and thus listen and respond, you are bringing out the best in your child. So when your child steals from somebody, what you should do, you need to, somebody has very nicely said, when they said that when the child steals, first we should like to know what made him do that in the first place, why the child took away the money without the knowledge of brother or anybody. There must be some reason. Maybe the desire was on the higher side and we were not able to understand or listen. So bringing out the best in the child is parenting. Parenting is basically gardening. Further, we can say it is all about trust. The biggest trust is being entrusted with a life. The biggest responsibility is to live that trust throughout your life, throughout your life. And especially when we talk in Indian conditions, we know that we still depend on our parents for every small advices, and our children are always going to depend on us. So this word trust will play the most important role for being a good parent. Your child should be able to trust. If the child is able to put his trust in you, I think the child will never lie to you. The child will never cheat from you. The child will never go into any kind of wrong habits like stealing or any other thing. Because if the child is trusting you, then the child would come out in open and be honest and tell you what is going on in his or her mind. So as a parent, we need to know what is going on in the mind of your child when the child is doing something wrong. And that knowing will come only when you have developed that kind of trust. What we do is, the moment we give birth to a child, we decide that we have become a parent. But is it enough? Is it really enough? I don't think so. To be a parent, you need to actually learn the skills of being a good parent. Parenting is basically an art. Parenting is basically a skill which you need to hone over the period of time. You learn. Somebody said that learning together. Yes, you learn with your child. Every time your child does something new, you learn something new. Every time your child is brought you in some situation, you learn how to deal with that situation. So definitely parenting is all about trust. Labor of love. Now that is what many of you will agree, that parenting is what you go through many sleepless nights. There are a lot of career sacrifices, postponing of so many activities, price of parenting. Anybody would like to share anything which they had to sacrifice because of being a parent, apart from what I've already talked? Sleepless night, of course, everybody of us had. There have been people who have made career sacrifices. We postpone so many things. We have planned a vacation. The moment we got married, we had planned that we'll go to Europe for a thing, and then wow, we have, yes, freedom. We have made our choices of freedom. We cannot go anywhere. We cannot leave the child at home. Yes, yes, Yoshita. She's saying I sacrificed 10 years of my career. Kudos to you. Still going through it with my 9-month-old and 6-year-old. Yes, Natasha, I can understand what you must be going through. So yes, that that we keep on postponing so many activities. We keep on giving sacrifices like Yoshita has done or Natasha has done. So parenting, whatever the cost is, it comes, the price comes with a price. Now, just go through these two beautiful words. Price of parenting comes with a price. So it's beautiful. I mean, yes, I can understand what Natasha might be going through her with her 9-month-old, but I'm sure every time she's frustrated and the young one holds her, the young one just cuddles, and that very moment Natasha would be forgetting everything else but doing that prize. Yeah, I stopped my UPSC preparation, which is my dream. Yes, Shabanas, yes, exactly. So this is a price. This is the price of parenting. It comes at a price, and the price could be compromising with your dreams, your career sacrifices, postponing of so many activities. All these things are a part of parenting. But definitely, Natasha is saying, I'm not able to practice the mind coach techniques. Yes, yes, Natasha. With a child nearby, I know your concentration would not be there and you would not be able to do it. Yes, I agree. But again, Natasha, you will agree with me when I say that the moment your young one cuddles you, or the 6-year-old who cuddles you or hugs you or says, Mama, I love you, all the pain is gone. I'm sure you would agree with me. So it is, parenting is all about labor of love too. Yes, my heart melts. Even everybody, I believe, if I would ask any mother here that which is the most beautiful moment of your life, and everybody would say undividedly on one thing: the moment I gave birth to my child and I held him or her first time in my arms. So I'm sure everybody of you would agree with me when I say that. So then, yes, of course, labor of love, but with that, it is sharing, enjoying. Parenting is also about enjoying. I mean, the moment your child goes, I see everyday mothers, they are coming. Uh, Anusha is writing, watching him sleep and grow makes me feel it was worth it. Yes, of course. So I every day in the school, some or the other parent, when they have come to drop the child for first time, like leaving the child in nursery, they are so apprehensive. They are like, what will happen? What will go wrong? What will, and then there is this loneliness at home. Even if the child is going to school for 4 hours, the mother is very impatient. The mother is like all the time trying to build up this thing that what's going to happen with my child. So it is also about enjoying with your child. Parenting is enjoying, smiling together, singing songs together, most enjoyment moments of your life. So parenting is also about enjoying. So when we talk about practically what is parenting, it is meeting the child's needs to age of 18 or sometimes longer. In Indian cases, it is more than 18. And guiding the child toward the goal of becoming a competent adult. Now that is what we are talking about, how to be a good parent, how to meet these two practical goals. How do we understand the child? What will make us understand the child? What kind of parenting style we carry? What is the need of the hour? What kind of parent we have? In my previous 1 or 2 sessions, we have talked about how to talk. Okay, that there is a good mother who's actually confessing that I used to go 2 to 3 times a day to school. Yes. We have, I mean, I have mothers coming in and they stay in the school. They are ready to sit in the waiting room or visitors room for 4 hours, but they are not ready to go home. They cannot part. So this is what parenting is. Yes, I agree with you. So basically, when I was talking about that, we have already conducted 1 or 2 sessions, how to talk to your child so that you would know or understand your child, and how to listen to your child so that you can make him understand better. I have taken 1 or 2 sessions earlier about this, and these sessions, along with what we are going to discuss today, that what kind of parenting style should we have, or what kind of parenting style is required. All these things we'll be discussing in coming slides. So basically, a child's need to age of 18, and in Indian conditions it is still he or she is getting married, we have to look after, and even sometimes beyond that. So in our culture, we definitely look after the child even when the child is grown up and becomes a parent. Still the child remains the child for us. Meeting the child's need means, here when I say its need, it's not about the only need which are the basic necessities. When I say need, it's about the emotional need, the mental need, the physiological needs, the social needs of the child, trying to understand what is the child going through in the school, at home, in neighborhood, with the peer group. So we need to understand all these things, be a good parent and understand what he or she is looking for, and trying to provide them those environment where they learn as much as they can, because it is also important to understand that the child will learn from the environment. So definitely we need to be the role model. They say that a child, like I'll just share a small anecdote with you all, wherein there is this train journey is going on, and there is this old gentleman. He is going by train, and he observes that there is a lady and a small boy of 5 or 6 years old. All through the journey, the child is not running, jumping, or being stubborn or asking or demanding. All through the journey, the mother and the child are like quiet. Most of the time they were reading. The mother was reading her book, the child was reading his book, and in between sometimes they had lunch together. But the child was in a very, very nice boy, it seemed like. So when it was the end of the journey, the old gentleman could not resist, and he asked the mother that, ma'am, if you don't mind, should I ask you a question? The mother said, yes, please go ahead. Tell me what you want. He said that most of the time when I move around, I find that children generally, they jump in the train, they move around. I have never in all my years of this thing traveling, I've never seen a 5-year-old child sitting and reading. Most of the time I find it never happens. What did you say? How did you make your child do this reading so much? So the mother smiled and said, uncle, a child never does what he or she is asked or said or told to do. A child will always do what he looks at, what he observes his parents are doing. So I read, and when I read, my child takes a book and reads. So that is the what the main thing is. You have to be exemplary. You have to be the role models for your child. Your children will do what you do. So if you want that your child should not lie, you should never lie. If you want that your child should respect others, you should always respect others. Your child will do what you are doing. So never expect that if you are not doing something and you want your child to do. Most of the time I have this conversation with the mothers. They say our children watch a lot of TV. I said, how many hours you watch? They have no answers. They say he uses a lot of mobile. I says, how many hours you use the mobile? They have no answers. So basically, the children are actually doing what you are doing. So meeting the child's needs requires, the biggest thing which it is required is that you need to be exemplary. You need to be a role model. Then guiding the child toward the goal of becoming a competent adult. It comes with the flow, and you will have to actually provide him all the things which are required. We'll move on from here. Anything which would like to ask anybody, or we can move on? So we'll be talking about certain parenting myths and realities. What is the myth and what is the reality? So first myth, all parenting skills are instinctive. How many of you agree or disagree to this statement? Please write in the chat box. All parenting skills are instinctive. Any answers? Yes, no? Okay, we have some. Okay, disagree. Yes, disagree, no, disagree, no, yes. So yes, all parenting skills are definitely not. Okay, so we have somebody who's saying yes. God, good. No, parenting skills, it's just a myth. It's never instinctive. You have to learn them. No one is all born with all the preparation needed to be an effective parents. It must be learned through gaining knowledge and experience. And sometimes you have to seek help. Sometimes you have to share. You have to learn from others' experience. You have to take help of counselors also at times when you're facing a lot of problems. If your child is going through a lot of other mental disorders, then definitely you will be needing somebody's. So Shreya is writing, instinct is strong though, but all aren't instinctive. It needs to be learned. Yes, that's what we learn every day with our experience. So like I say, parenting is all about learning together. Before the child is born, remember, you were not a parent. So you become a parent when your child is born. So it's, and in other words, we can say that you are born parent along with your child. So you are also learning. So nobody can be born instinctive about being a parent. You need to understand. Yes. Yeah, Rashmi, when you say core values are instinctive, I think they are also coming from your parents. You get your core values from your parents. It varies from person to person, right? Parents, environment, and all those things. Not only from your parents, of course, from your environment, peer group, school, and so many other things. Let's move on to the next myth. A mature adult can be a perfect parent. Agree, disagree? Nope. Paradise prompt. Nope. Okay. Totally disagree. No. Yeah, that's right. So I'm sure that we all are like quite understanding about this. Yes, definitely no. No mature. It is not a matter of guarantee that if you are a mature adult, you will be a perfect parent. There is no such thing. Yes, we are not perfect, so no one can be a perfect parent. And mature adults should strive to become competent parent, not perfect parents. Mind the words, competent parents. What is required is competence to be an able parent, competence to handle your child, competence to understand your child, competence enough to know what your child is looking for in that particular moment. Yes, very right, Parmeshwari. When you write maturity by age is not a qualification. Yes, not at all. They can be a complete mature adult but doesn't even know how to talk to a child. So it comes with learning and experiencing. So nobody is perfect. We are not looking for perfection. We are looking for competence. Good parenting guarantees good child. Agree, disagree? Okay, okay. Mostly. Seema is saying mostly. Okay. Uncertain. Not always. There is a beautiful saying that to be a mother, you don't have to give birth to a child. Is right, right. Very true, Prerna. Very true. Okay. Not always. Yes. True. So it is not always true most of the time. So can anybody tell me why? Why being if you are a good parent, it does not guarantee that you can have a good child. Anybody? Why it would be like that? Not guarantee, not always. So what are the other things? Yes. Effect of society, other influences. Yes. True. Very true. Peer influence and environment, circumstances, different personality. True. You can guarantee, but okay, I missed it. Value does matter. Yes. Tendencies of his own. Yes. Individuality and environment. True. Each child is unique individual. Very true. No child is good or bad. He is only child who needs nurturing. Yes, Shilpa. Child has his own personality. Meenakshi. Deepali. Child learn from environment and so much around external factors, society. Yes. So good parenting guarantees good child is a myth. And what is the reality? Yes, all the things which we put together, society's influence, peer group influence, environment influence, sometimes the calamities that take place, sometimes the breakup in the family that takes place, so many other factors can together make a difference. Outside the family, peer, adult, parents, media, that is also big nowadays. That is a big effect. I mean, I have seen children coming from very, very good family where I know both the parents are very good, but due to media, due to the peer pressure, you find that the children are ending up getting into all kind of these drug abuse, substance abuse, and all those things. So yes, plus along with that, I would like to also quote that what happens is that every when I mean, I personally believe that okay, yes, we all believe in reincarnation. So it is also a fact, and it has been proved also that you carry your values and everything from one life to another. It is there in your subconscious, it is there in your soul. So you carry it from one life to another, and sometimes that would also make a difference. Yes, own experience, observation can play in key. Yes, of course. So all these things put together, they will always make a difference. Parenting is always fun. Natasha will not agree with me at all right now when I say it is always fun. Karma in your DNA. Yoshita is not at all. No, 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 no. This is the experience everybody is talking about. Two children of same parent. Yes, it's mixed. Yeah. So it's not always fun, definitely not always fun, because it comes with its own lot of things, the demands, the expectations of the child, the mood swings of the children, your own pressure, providing them with good things. There are so many things. There are so many parents, just if you are not able to understand your child, plus if a child is, a special child, if the child is not able to do it very well, maybe the child is suffering from any other mental disorder, then also it is not going to be prone. So yes, of course, parenting has its own pros and cons, rightly said. So yes, so it's like any other job. Parenting can be fun, sad, exciting, boring, satisfying, frustrating. So we should have realistic expectations about parenting. What are the realistic expectations? So we need to understand that. Now, parenting styles, we'll be talking about parenting styles, and then there are three kind of parents which we talk about in the style world. So there are three kind of parents which we have. Yes, Pooja, sometimes children can drive you crazy. Prerna is writing it's a full-time job. Yes, it is. And that too with no pay, except a pack here or there or a hug here or there. But I think that is the most beautiful experience. The pack, the hug. I mean, the moment your child comes and holds you, I think you just all your day's stress goes away at times. So, but yes, definitely not in terms of money. You don't get it. It's a full-time job with no remuneration in the form of cash. Yes, Seema, you are taken for granted. Yes, you are taken for granted, and most of the time it is like that. Yes, it's irritating when someone points on you. Yes, there are, and there are most of the times I've seen it's being done. I do it. At a matter of question. When children come for interview for nursery child, especially when they come to interview, and both the parents are sitting, there is one question which I ask to almost all the children, and I get all kind of answers. I ask this question to the children: Who loves you more, Papa or Mama? And most of the time, what is the answer? Any guesses? Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Most of the time, the answer is Papa. Reason? Mama बहुत डांटती है. Mama scolds me. She makes me eat vegetables. She makes me go to bed in time. Mothers are strict. Yes. So definitely this becomes a kind of, when you are doing so much, and then after all that, it all comes out. So yes, we're talking about parenting styles. So there are three kind of parenting styles which we have come to know of. Yeah, mom sets discipline. Yes, Yoshita, most of the time it is like that. And I have also seen couples where it happens that if a child has done something, so the father will say, see, kiska bachcha hai? And if the child has done something wrong, mama ne kuch nahi sikhaya. These are the common things which I come across. I don't know whether you have come across or not, but yes. Yeah, Khushbu, very right, they get bored, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so we'll talk about the parenting styles. There are three kind of parenting styles. One is authoritative, other is very strict disciplinarian, and the third one is democratic. So we'll talk about the parenting styles and then what are the outcomes of the same. So the first is authoritarian, limits without freedom. So these are the ones who are always very strict. They have a strict routine. They do not permit any kind of a break away from the routine, and no freedom of expression, no freedom of choices. And whatever the parent wants, the child has to do. The child has to follow what the parent is asking. In some cases, it happens that the parents' dreams are imposed on the children, and there are a lot of authoritarian things and a lot of commands given: do this, do not do that, sit here, don't do that. So these are the parents who are mostly authoritarian. Yep. So let's understand what are the outcomes, what kind of children we get when the if a parent is authoritarian. If a parent is authoritarian, what do you think, what kind of children will be the outcome? What kind of the outcome will have? What kind of children, what would be the chief? Yes, low self-esteem. Yes, Anjali, the children can have low self-esteem. Yes, kids will break the rules. Yeah, you say no and they do it, but they are not allowed to do it. Scared and anxious, aggression, suppressed feelings, scared. Yes, true. They are obedient, but they are distrustful. They have stress issues, no expressions with them. Most of the time, find they are withdrawn, unhappy, hostile, and they are not high achievers. The more you place the expectation on them, the more rebel they. Yes, they are introverts. Will do things behind us. They may not be able to take decisions on their own. Yes, not open and will not share, and that would lead them to other sources, and which can be sometimes bad or wrong also. So yes, that is also there. So this is kind one. Let us move on to kind two. Permissive. Now these are permissive: freedom without limit. Have fun, go do whatever, we are not bothered, given the money, given the freedom, take your own decisions, we trust you, do whatever, we are not even bothered, fine, go ahead, have fun. These are the second category of parents. So If a parent is giving freedom without any limit, what do you think will be the outcome? What kind of children will be there? Irresponsible, reckless, they do not learn discipline, yes. Brat, irresponsible. Okay. They will take everything for granted and will not value what they have got. Irresponsible, yes, Swati. True. They will be irresponsible. No value for things. Very right, Pooja. No value for things. Yeah. Never understand values of life. Difficulty in differentiating between right and wrong. They conduct disorders. Yes, Dipali. So let's see what is the outcomes. Aggressive, least self-reliant, they least self-control. Somebody said like reckless, least exploratory, and most unhappy. Now you would have thought that if I'm giving the freedom, the child would be happy. But again, the child is not happy because somewhere down the line, the child feels that he or she is not looked after, he or she is not cared for. So definitely the child would be unhappy, lonely inside at times, would look for love, affection, and reliance outside. So this is also not the kind which we could support. Yeah, true. Then the third one, which I believe is the right one, democratic freedom within limit. Some limit, some freedom. You draw a line to certain things that, okay, these are the things which we are looking for. You be firm, you are politely refusing certain things, but at the same time, you give them choices. You give them freedom to make their own choices. Sometimes you give them the enough freedom to express themselves, so they are open enough to talk to you. So democratic parents will be freedom within limit. So what would be the outcome if the parents are democratic? Disciplined, responsible, good decision makers. Very right, Anjali. High self-esteem. Very good. Flying a kite, they understand the importance of being free. Very good. Very apt. Very apt, Shrestha. Positive. Yes. Successful. Yes, Yoshita. Confident and responsible. Yes, Swati. True. These things that will have good relationships. Yes, because they have developed the trust. They have the trust of the people. Risk takers. Yes, because they are confident about themselves. True. So let's see what are the outcomes. Happy, self-reliant, self-control, content, friendly, generous, cooperative, and high achiever. Extroverts, reliable, good friends. Yeah, value of everyone and everything. They can make choices, right decisions. True. That's great. So we would definitely recommend freedom within limit to any parent. So you need to understand where to draw the line, how to, I mean, if the child is throwing tantrums, before the child goes to that stage of throwing tantrums, you should be able to understand that what the child needs and how you are going to take that situation into account, right? Now, there are few beautiful slides, and I'll just go through them, quite self-explanatory, but I could not resist the whole thing without sharing it because they are really very lovable slides. So A to Z of parenting, let's learn the alphabet of parenting. Okay, we'll just quick go through, we'll do that. Okay, so, I'm sorry. Accept your child for the wonderful person he or she is. Most of the time, we keep comparing. Most of the time, I see many a times. A few days back, there was a child in my school, mother in the school, who was complaining very badly about the child. When I asked what actually is the thing, then I came to know that the child is always compared to the elder sister, who is most of the time silent with the books, and this child who is good, who is smart enough, but is not accepted because he is always compared to the elder sister. So A is accept your child for the wonderful person he or she is. Know your child. What are the good qualities of the child and what are the weaknesses? Try to convert the weaknesses into strength, but with patience. B, a good role model, like we have already talked about, that being a role model. If you want the child to read, you read. If you want the child to respect, you respect. C, communicate respectively and Yes, ma'am, Mamta ma'am, every child is unique. So communicate respectfully and listen attentively to your child. I have taken 2 sessions on only listening. Coming from the school, the child comes and says, today I'm very angry and my teacher did this and that. And you're saying, come on, you cannot say that. Come on, listen to your child. There was some hidden meaning behind it. You should listen, talk, communicate to the child. Try to find out why he or she. So respond instead of just reacting. Respond. Okay, you seem to be very upset. What happened? I think I'm very angry. Yes, I can understand you are angry. I can feel that you're angry. Talk to the child, listen to the child, and most of the time you will find that problems are taken care of then and there. Then, like we said, uh, freedom within limit, balance. So love and discipline should be balanced. Encourage good eating habits can be done only through role modeling. You will eat pizza and will want the child to eat chapati or something like that. I'm sorry, the child won't agree. So you need to understand, yes, that what are important. We'll just go through them quickly, okay? Find ways to get and stay fit together. Sometimes a family who do all the kind of fitness regime together, you find that they are binding close together, they have a good bond. And always they always say that when you are working out or when you are doing some kind of exercise, your happy hormone, the dopamine, is released, and when this is released you come closer, and when you are coming closer to your family, another happy hormone, oxytocin, is released, and this is also causing bringing happiness. So definitely find ways and give choices or give cores that build responsibility. We have discussed it in earlier sessions that when you are making the child responsible for something, automatically the child gets feels responsible, and there are so many things you will find that the child is able to help you. So then they will not be a problem anymore, and their energies are channelized in a positive manner instead of using them in destruction. They will stop playing with a ball in the living room. Hug your child to build self-worth. Oxytocin, just I just discussed this love hormone. Hug your child so that the child is loved, cherished, and even it will give you also a sense of satisfaction, which we all do. Instill respect for other people. So what you do, the child follows. You give it, the child gets it. Okay. Join PTMs and other school activity to assess child's progress. I would strongly recommend here that all the parents in all the parent meeting, I would suggest that it should not only be the mother, both the parents should go and meet the teacher. And when you go and meet the teacher, please discuss the good points of your child instead of just trying to digging out from the teacher that what can be wrong with my child. Try to get the good points of your child. Okay, I can, you want me to go back to I, sorry. Instill respect for other people. Okay, is it fine? Yoshita, I have brought you. Is it fine? Can we move on? Okay, thank you. So join PTMs. You should see that you are always there. Both the couple is there, and instead of trying to dig the information from the teacher about what is wrong or what could go wrong or complaining, it's always good to discuss the progress of the child. And then as a security measure, we can talk about what could be the feedback from the teacher. Okay, keep your promise or do not make them. If you make a promise, keep it. If you are not ready to, if you are not going to keep it, then do not. Yes, Rashmi, I'll put that D slide afterwards. Okay, thank you. Keep your promise or do not make them. Yes. Remember, when you are promising, the child is placing his or her trust in you. And if you break, sometimes they do. They just say, okay, we'll do that. Okay, we'll take you to the circus, or we'll go to the zoo, or we'll get you the pizza. You promised, and then you forget. But child is waiting for that day, waiting for that time. And the child's heart breaks like anything if he or she is not, getting it. So definitely keep your premise or do not make them. Fine. Uh, Laugh together and enjoy each other's company. There is nothing explained to it. Make family rules and enforce them consistently. And when I say you're making rules, just make those rules which you yourself will follow. First, make all the rules, discuss it with the children also when you're making those rules. Ask them to be a part of it. Together, you can decide some family rules like, nobody will use mobile phone when you are having dinner, even if it is an emergency. Put the mobile phones aside or on the silent mode. Or while watching TV, while having dinner, will not watch TV. Or will take off our footwears outside. Or will all, whenever we come back from outside, will fold our clothes or put our bags on the correct place. There can be so many things, but you need to understand. Yes, Prerna, discuss the family rules with the child and then form them. Take them, make them also the stakeholder in the family. Let them know that yes, they are important. So they should be also part of making the rules. Never use physical force. Of course, you should not, and it is a big no, big no. Never do that. Offer your help when it is needed. Don't just go and help. Let the child learn. Let the child do on his own. Let him find out how he wants to do, and then you can help them. If ask, make the child feel that he can ask, but don't just go and do. Let him grow on his own. Let him have his own struggle. Praise your child for achievement as well as for efforts. And whenever I talk about praise, I always say one thing, that whenever you are praising the child, praise it with evidence. Never just say any word of praise, just like very good. Now, very good. Good has 17 meanings in the Oxford Dictionary. What do you mean by that? So whenever you are praising, even not only your child, anybody, praise it with some kind of evidence. It will have more effect. Quickly stop your child from harmful activities. You can see how it can be harmful. So quickly stop, instead of and try to make them understand, instead of just just going and stopping them. Make them understand why you do not want, and guide them, steer them towards something else. Okay, so that they are not indulged. Read together often and make reading fun. I always suggest this to the parents, that every evening when you are about to sleep, before sleeping, you should read out to your child, and this habit can be developed. Nowadays, we find that children are not into reading. So to develop that habit, first you start reading with your children. Okay. Show patience, and remember, nobody is perfect. We have already discussed what is about perfection. We need competence, not perfection. Teach health and safety rules, which we all do. I'm sure we are doing it from time to time. Use every opportunity to show your love. I love you. I accept you always. Value your child's thoughts and opinion. Do that. Make them, give them the, like I said, make them the stakeholder. Ask them for their opinion. Give them the choices. Value what is your child's thoughts. Just don't discard them or shrug them off. Have them feel that they are an important member of the family. Wait until you cool down before disciplining your child, like we discussed in the beginning, the slide where we were talking. So if the instant reaction is anger, so wait before you cool down. Okay, this is a beautiful thing. Make an achievement journal of your child. For every smallest achievement, make a record, make a journal for your child's achievements. And when the child grows up, he or she, whenever feels bad about himself or herself, or loses the trust in you, you can always share that achievement journal with the child. Okay. I'll just, finish off with this once, and then I'll get through one more times. Yes, Somil, we need to keep eye on child's friend circle. Yes, it definitely, the peer pressure really makes bad things for, but along with keeping an eye, what I suggest is that we need to also instill the values in such a way from the very beginning that they always are there. Like they say, if you have never been a non-vegetarian, even in a hypnotized state, you will not eat. So that kind of thing, if it is there in your core, your child will not go haywire. So try to build the core values in the core of your child. Maintain the achievement journal, like I said, and then you can make a difference in your child life. So be a parent with pride, be a proud parent. And last but not the least is zoom over this ABC again. So I'm going to do that for you once again. Just give me a moment. I'll just go through the whole thing once again. I'll just, do it and you can go through it. Okay. I'll stop for 20 seconds on each slide and we'll move on. I believe this is helpful. Make family rules and enforce them. Never use physical force. Offer your help whenever it is needed. Praise your child for achievements as well as for efforts. Quickly stop your child from harmful activities. Read together often and make reading fun. Show patience and remember nobody is perfect. Teach health and safety rules. Use every opportunity to show your love. Value your child's thoughts and opinion. Wait until you cool down before disciplining your child. Xerox and save records of your child's achievements. You can make a difference in your child's life, so parent with pride. So that's all from my side. Anybody, any questions if you would like to ask? Anything at all? Otherwise, we'll move on. Anything? Yeah, somebody has something. Okay, what's with Z? Zoom all the ABC again. That's with Z. Okay. So let's take a pledge together of being a good parent, if you are all with me. Okay. So I promise I will show my children I love them. I promise I will show my children I love them. I will listen and value what my children say. I will listen and value what my children say. I will praise my child's efforts towards accomplishment. I will praise my child's efforts towards accomplishment. I will respect my children as individuals. I will respect my children as individuals. And I will enjoy with my children every day. I will enjoy with my children every day. So happy parenting to all of you. Enjoy and just go and hold your children once and feel the love hormone. So thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. How to be a democratic parent? I am very permissive. That's where I go wrong. See, to be democratic, you need to first understand what are the things which is you need to do, which your child want to do, what you think your child should do, and what are the things which you think your child should not do. Draw a line where you feel it is not right, and then otherwise give the freedom. So first you need to understand the difference between the things. Thank you so much. How to say no? Well, you will have to say no, and just say no. There is no other way of saying no. Just say no. That's it. You can't say no in any other way. No has to be done the way it has to be. So thank you once again, all of you, for being here with me. It was a lovely knowing you all, and I'm sure I was able to help you do something. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all. And see you next time. Anything at all, any questions, you can still ask. 1 or 2 minutes, otherwise we'll call it a session. Thank you, Prerna. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vinita, Supriya, Shrestha. Thank you for being there with me. So we'll call it a day. Thank you.